Hey, hey guys. Looks like there's been some technical glitches. Um, so actually, let's get started. So once again, welcome everyone for this webinar on Balance. Balance is essentially a clever little app that we've built to help you save up a little, um, essentially for a world that we believe makes us spend. So we all understand the merits of saving up money from a very early age because we see it, happening around us. Our parents have been doing it, focusing on saving little by little throughout our lives. So we understand what saving is as a concept, but saving up constantly is a pretty tough habit to build. And by saving here, what I really mean is, a low risk method of investment, which makes sure that you have money available when you need it for emergencies, for life goals, or just because it's just like a reassuring thing to have a pile of saving that builds, like for you to actually fall back on when you actually need to. So that's essentially why we built an app to basically help you start saving little by little every day. So what is Balance? The app itself basically is like like a money saving accountant for a world that makes you spend. With Balance, you can save up automatically in a debt mutual fund and withdraw anytime you need with no exit load, no lock in period, and you automatically get to grow your savings. You know. Like with past returns that you can enjoy up to 8.65%. So balance basically is something that will help you get started with saving up little by little. While I mean, we understand that that the Zerodha community per se is a specifically investment driven sort of community, but who doesn't want to save like a pile of money on the side, which is like practically risk free and is available for like when you need it, while you sort of like continue to like focus on different ways to invest. Saving itself is something that that is extremely advisable. So to explain how this works, we'll essentially be jumping into a demo shortly. But as an overview, what we've done with Balance is that it's basically a suite of a bunch of very powerful ways to save, which are built right into the app. These ways are called recipes. A recipe essentially helps you save up in a very specific way. I'll give you an example. Amongst a bunch of recipes that the Balance app offers, there's one called Roundups, which essentially like helps you save little by little your loose change or chiller from your online spends. Based on our proprietary engine that we've built, uh, we help you like understand each time you spend and shave off your loose change and stack it up for you. So I mean, basically conceptually trends each. So there are a bunch of similar such recipes, which basically boil down to a bunch of interesting ways. So we'll like without further ado, we'll just jump right into the demo, which we've sort of like created for you, and that would explain the app and and show you how the app will help you onboard and get set up really quickly by linking your Zerodha Kite account, which is a really unique way for you to super quickly, paperlessly just get started on Balance. So, in this demo, we'll basically cover, how the app sort of onboards you, helps you select a goal for your saving requirements, and then based on the recipes which start triggering saves, sort of creates an environment where your goals get sort of incrementally saved towards. So over to the demo.
a very secure experience for anybody who uses it. So as we see, we're already started, and so let me just walk you through the Balance app and um, show you some of the interesting ways in which you can start saving up um, and essentially build a pile of savings in a more effective manner than just letting them lie in your bank account. So as we see, here's a way to get started with your new account. I'll create a new user and I will essentially create an account that lets me start off with my onboarding. So the app essentially is going to ask for my mobile number, based on which we will be doing a two-factor authentication to make sure that Balance remains a very secure experience for anybody who uses it. So as we see, we're already started, and the app is exchanging a little conversation with me, and it's essentially asking me to uh, start having a chat with which it can continue to tell me a little more about um, how to create a goal and proceed. So I essentially clicked on like this, which was an icebreaker of sorts, and now I know that the app wants me to choose a goal. So yeah, let's do this. So the moment I do that, there's a selection of goals that I can pick from. These are mapped onto most of the basic things that we intend to save for, starting very effectively from the most obvious, which is the need for us to start saving for an emergency. Essentially having a pool of money that becomes handy, or is available when we really need it. So here's one goal. There are a couple of others that we've built around. Um, so one's around journeys, where uh, we feel that saving up for travel, for experience, for experiencing the world is a very important part of adding value to our lives, and it's it's good to start saving up for such trips. Wheels is essentially uh, a goal that will help you get started with saving up for your new bike or that next car. And the whole intent is that the app is going to slowly start helping you move towards these goals, like in a very specific fashion based on which goal you select. We've recently introduced a tax saving goal, which essentially makes tax saving extremely easy and a very convenient process compared to the last mile run that a lot of us go through right at the end of the year. And it basically automates the whole tax saving process, and it makes it the last time probably that you'll ever worry about beginning to save tax for your annual like ELSS deposits. And finally, buy something is something that you can basically set up and and start saving up for something unique or specific that you want to, and the app will basically help you get there. And this one is for all of us who just want to get started, and I guess this is a good one to actually begin with. And I want to just simply start saving up money. That it's something that's wise, and we should all start doing it. So let's just select this goal. So there we go. The goal just got selected, and the app just popped up a little chat bubble, which just tells me that Balance will start recommending simple ways to just save up, and those will be primarily based on my spends and my lifestyle. Let's see what this really means. So I respond by saying sounds good, and the moment this happens, the app introduces the concept of actually being able to save towards these goals in these ways, in these methods that we like to call recipes. So a recipe essentially helps you save up effortlessly towards your goal by generating these safe suggestions based on a bunch of very vital things and a few very interesting ones as well. The app has instantly recommended, based on the goals that I have selected, that I just essentially auto apply spendbot and roundups as these ways to save. So these recipes will securely access all spend related like SMSs that are sent from various merchants to my phone, and it'll very diligently calculate, keep track, and and assess very intelligently these all these spends as I go about making them. And it seems like something that I could try out. And what these recipes promise is a way for you to automatically save based on your spends, based on the host of spending that we keep doing when we buy food, when we take a cab, um, and it's just a clever way to automate it. So let's apply recipes, or maybe we could just also show you, if you wanted to understand a little bit more, we can ask the app to like tell us a bit more about what recipes are. And as I said, these are clever ways to save, which are ingenious and built right into the Balance app, and basically offer you a lot of power to automate your saving process. Uh, Roundups is a great way for you to stack up loose change. And say you spend 290 bucks on a cab ride, say with one of the prevailing cab companies, um, and the app would understand that you've been billed 290 rupees without ever linking your bank account, or or giving us access to your cards or such private financial details. The app will just like understand it based on your SMSs, and we built a way for us to constantly keep a tab on being able to follow your spends in such a way where we can suggest useful safe suggestions. So in this case, rupees 10 would be suggested to you if you were to spend 290 rupees somewhere, because it gets rounded up to the nearest 100 bucks. So it's a great way for you to stack up that loose change or chiller, that we keep gathering as we do our online spends, and the mental math essentially gets taken care of by the app itself. You automatically like accrue these roundups and keep building them and contributing them towards whichever goal you've applied. In my case, it was the idea of just starting to save. Spendbot, however, is another very unique and complex like way to save that we've built, that though is very number crunching driven and complex in the background, is extremely simple and and understandable when it comes to the suggestions that the user will get. So all it does is that it will track your weekly spends week on week, and by understanding those spend patterns, it will give you the power of being automatically suggested spend amounts uh, that lead to the proportionately correct save save amount. So as you apply roundups and spend bots based on your spending, Balance will keep on suggesting clever saves for you. And this essentially means that you've already automatically sort of applied these ways to save, which will not need you to do any mental accounting for your saving process anymore. So let's just apply these recipes, and let's see what the app has to say next. So both of these recipes have now been applied, and and the app just sort of tells me that it's now been done, and I can now start triggering saves for you while you basically just go about your regular life making spends. So I'll just move on, and the app now tells me that the next step is to link a funding account to save up for your goals. Now, what is a funding account? A funding account is essentially a source of funds which once connected to the app, will automatically start saving up towards your goals, without you having to sort of constantly worry about where the money is sort of being shifted from. So once you connect a funding account, all it means is that based on your goals, balance will automatically invest in an ICICI Prudential money market fund. For tax saving, we'll invest in the ICICI Prudential long term equity fund. Uh, and the money will go directly from your linked funding account, which in this case is going to be a Zerodha Kite account, because we have exclusively built, uh, you know, um, a very interesting way for you to super quickly connect your Kite account with balance and get started. And you'll basically just start saving instantly towards your goals, like in a very seamless experience. So, um, like for the app sort of provides a way for people who need to understand a little more, if they want to get started. So we have a few more cards which offer you the details, uh, you know, and let's essentially now link my funding account and just get started. So the moment this happens is step three. After setting up a goal and applying a recipe, I'm essentially selecting Zero the Kite as my funding account, which is basically a one tap connect with the Zerodha Kite login, which in this case, since I'm already a balance user, I'm essentially going to be showing you which screen that you have to log into. This is your very familiar Kite login, which within one tap, basically, after entering your client ID and your password, will just sync your Zerodha Kite funding account and link it with balance. When then you can just save instantly towards your goals. Access really quick and easy withdrawals directly from into your Kite account. Directly to your Kite account, and like all of this is basically under like bank grade security, and all the data is encrypted, and we ensure that that the link is completely secure, and your privacy and security is respected. So once my account is linked, I'm basically done, and I'm now good to go. And immediately, Spendbot has already triggered my first save just to sort of get me started on my saving journey. And let me just view the save. So there we go. I had applied the just save goal and the Spendbot recipe, and all it does is that it has just got me started with my first save. What this will do once, let me just save this. This is a swipeable card that you can essentially swipe left or swipe right. All this convenience built into a very friendly experience, and I'll just choose to save this card and see what happens. So yeah, so I'm just told that my save is under process, and I can check my passbook for further details. And yeah, you would need to make sure that you have sufficient funds available in your Kite account to get started while saving on balance. This seamless integration with your Zerodha Kite account means that it becomes a very effective and great way for you to very quickly shift funds while saving on balance and also accept withdrawals. So now I'm done, and the app just shows me um, the fact that I've just done my first save of rupees 534, and it's in progress. And I can always go to the FAQ section as it tells me to read a little bit more, but it's fairly simple, isn't it? Um, and I'll just actually just go and view my goals to see what just happened. And we see that now in my goals, it's a section on the app, which is essentially divided into your account, your goals, your recipes, which are your ways to save. I mean, the ones I explained you already are Spendbot and Roundups, and I'll shortly show you the other ones as well. And this is the passbook that we just discussed, and it will basically be a way for you to look at all your saves and your withdrawals in an organized format. At this point, we just have one save towards the just save goal, which my recipe Spendbot had triggered automatically, and we see that now the save is is underway, and it'll now automatically be taken care of, like in its own cycle, where once it's going to be like processed by Zerodha, BSE, and directly sort of invested in the ICICI um, uh, debt fund that this is targeted towards. Let's quickly check my account and walk you through what the information that this contains. You can see that my money is being invested into liquid saving by virtue of the ICICI Prudential Money Market Fund. And uh, let me see my account information. I'd request you guys to make sure that your email is verified. We I mean, immediately as you sign up on the app, an email is sent to you to like verify the app, and this label will automatically sort of change to verify, just to ensure like an additional layer of security. And you can see my phone number and my Zerodha Kite account, which has been essentially paired with the Balance app. When I go to my Zerodha Kite account, I can always log in directly via the dashboard and check all the saves that Balance makes. Like an easy way to do this is by logging into your Zerodha Coin platform and looking at the dashboard. All the saves that you are making will also be listed there very neatly in an organized format. However, if you change or make like edits to saves once processed by Balance, like directly on the like on the coin platform, we would strongly advise you to not do that, because Balance is built in such a way that it'll automatically handle your save once it is made, and make sure that it reaches like all the way to your folio in your AMC, which is going to be ICICI Prudential. Uh, so you don't need to essentially make any edits or changes once the save is made. But you can always log into your coin dashboard and know and clearly view all your saves that you're making through Balance. So this is the bit around the deep linkage that we have with your existing Zerodha Kite and like coin dashboards. Um and this makes for a very sort of complete like experience within your like already existing Zerodha account that Balance is basically built on top of. So let's see. Just save is the goal that I had actually applied, and once I tap on it, it shows me all the details that I need to know. Um, because this goal is just save, the whole idea is to essentially keep saving and keep and not attribute a specific time like until which the goal will save. But I can like always edit it and turn it into a more focused saving goal by picking up a date if I had to. For me, this works just okay, so I'll not change it. I like to have this feeling where I just keep on saving, and it becomes a neat little pile that stacks up eventually. I can define a target amount to keep moving towards, and the app will essentially sort of like remind me when I get there, and sort of help me get there as well. But and I'm actually quite happy with the amount which has been set up right now, so I won't change it. And since I've already made my first save, there's a certain percentage completion that is like already underway. I can always choose to just go in and fund this goal if I have a very specific use case or a reason in mind. If I want to, I can edit this amount as well. And let's edit this to a little more. I'm quite enjoying just saving up towards, you know, this baseline saving goal. So I'll just add a little bit more money to it, like whenever I need to, and and that is basically going to help increment my goal value and push me towards my target of 10,000 rupees at this point. Um, so, as you see, these recipes or ways to save, as I explained earlier, have now been applied. Spend bot and roundups. Uh, let's see what these recipes essentially contain. And each recipe contains a detail card, which you can always view. In my case, these have already been applied, so there's really no need to go and change anything. But you can always go and explore recipes once applied, as and when you please, to understand them a little better. Um, let's say and yeah, and once my saves have been processed in my folio, I can start like requesting a withdrawal whenever I need to. Excuse me. So once I need money or my goal is reached, I can very quickly just hit the withdraw button. I mean, at this point, as I said earlier, my goal is just under processing. So once processed and complete, the withdrawal function will instantly become active. So this means that there's no lock-in period, or such, like within the Balance app, and your money is always accessible and at hand, as you sort of continue to save it on Balance. Let's Looks like the app's chat, the conversational interface has a message for me, and just went and checked it, and I see that I have won this little trophy. Balance will continue to integrate and offer you these little surprises, and just keep pushing you in various ways towards basically saving up for your goals. And and you essentially have this trophy room where, as and when you unlock new achievements on the Balance app, you'll win trophies which you can always share on your social media, and and basically like track this if you need to with friends, with just sort of boast of the way you're tracking your savings. I mean, at this point, this is the first trophy. As you proceed, you'll yourself discover that there are a host more based on different mechanics and different things that you do on the app, and I'll leave you guys to discover them on your own. um, let's actually just come back and let me show you one other goal, um, so that we get another idea of how the goals actually behave. So I've just decided that I want to travel somewhere, and saving for journeys is perhaps the optimal thing to do at this point. So I'll set up an this journeys goal when I have a place in mind, or when I just want to start setting money aside for that random weekend plan, or something 6 months down the line, or even something more structured for like a year plus, based on where I want to go and how much I want to travel. So the app just starts me out, and it's essentially like helping me decide whether I have a place in mind already, or it also tells me that I can, look at some options. There seems to be a possibility of asking the app, where can I go? So let me try that out and show you guys what happens. Um, so often when we set up goals, we don't have an end place in mind, that, this is exactly what I want to do, but the intent of wanting to travel, the feeling of, how good it feels to sort of break the monotony and go somewhere. That's the goal that we're sort of pursuing to help you get started with and build on Balance. And in that effort, we've created some suggestions, and we'll keep on making more accessible sort of like curated content available to you as you discover new goals and Balance. And I see that there's a little pre-stitch bunch of selections which I can look at some more, and the app um, sort of will perhaps help me decide, or just like set a place in mind to get started with. Let's Let me, and I can always just search for a place if I really want to. Um, so if I wanted to essentially travel to Nepal, I'll just set that up as a goal by searching it through Balance, and maybe pick a date if I had one in mind. um, Perhaps let's avoid the winter season, and let's say it's going to be next year in April. So that's done. And now I'm essentially again being offered a way to view recipes. Now, recipes, as I explained in my example with Spendbot and Roundups, are a way to save up and automate the whole process for your goal. Let's look at some more, and because the app allows me to pick more than one recipes, you can see that there's a host of recipes that we've built. And as you explore this section, you can find a lot of very interesting ways in which you can automate your saving process on Balance. Spendbot and Roundups, like, obviously, are one of the most flagship ways which we've built out, where essentially, sorry about that. I seem to be getting a lot of notifications today. It is an important day for us. So I'll just sort of resume by by sort of explaining about recipes a little more. Um, let's look at one more, health and fitness. I've explained Spendbot and Roundups to you. Let's see what health and fitness really does. So, what health and fitness really does is that it allows me, as someone who's trying to improve my health or pursue a health and fitness goal, it just lets me sync with either my Google Fit app or my Fitbit app and decide a certain number of steps that I want to keep as my step count. Let's aim ambitious and keep 10,000 to start with. And it also just lets me set up a trigger, which in this case, I can change if I want to. Let's reduce it to 500. Um, and let's get started. I will create this recipe by pairing my Google Fit app. Because that's the one I use at this point. If you, I mean, obviously, if you have a Fitbit, you can link your Fitbit um, as well. So I'll just pick an account, and the Balance app will seamlessly integrate with it. And it's done. The health and fitness recipe is now active. It is a great way to save if you have a health goal in mind and you're tracking your step counts and trying to be extra fit. Um, let's continue with viewing my goals. Seem to be getting a lot of messages today. It's primarily because I'm connected right now, and I'm basically walking through the entire product while my phone is essentially live. So this is a live demo which is being recorded to make sure that we give you um, the right sort of like direction to start understanding the product and using it, and hopefully making like a lot of progress with your simple saving goals with the Balance app. The whole intention and idea here is to obviously create a bunch of really clever ways, ranging from Spendbot, Roundups, and uh, and a few more, which automate your entire saving process. Let's actually show another recipe to you, which is fairly interesting. It's called Payday. It's the first one on my recipe selection menu on the screen, and I see that what it does is that it saves a fixed amount once a month on a date of my choice. um, I'll just continue to add it to my goal. I see that every month the recipe can allow me to select the amount that I'd like to save and also select the date on which I want to trigger that save. In the future, we'll obviously allow you to also start automating a lot of these recipes. So you can like expect to find options of being able to say that, hey, on the first of the month, just deduct 10,000 rupees and shift them from my connected funding account to my goal. This is essentially a really flexible SIP because that's one way to understand it, because all that it does is that it lets you even select the date and keep changing it if your pay cycle changes, or if you feel that that end of the month or a specific date on the month is more convenient for you to save an X amount. So at this point, what this recipe will do is that on the 11th of every month, it will trigger a save of 10,000 bucks. And everything is just going to be done automatically because my account is already linked. Um, and yeah, Payday has now been applied. So every month I can expect to save 10,000 bucks towards the goal that Payday has been applied to, which is my journey to Nepal. Um, Similarly, I can go into any other goal and add a recipe if I want to. What this means is that from a collection of recipes, as recipes get applied, you can see that they've been applied to a goal or more, and you're utilizing them. And you can always just sort of like select another recipe to make sure that you keep on having an interesting experience of automation for your saves, because the app will eventually handle all of these situations and create these saves without you having to actively think or spend time doing it. This is something that we built for a somewhat experimental audience, where we the app is going to even save if the International Space Station passes over your location. So it's as you can see, we've combined a lot of very financially sound structural methods, ranging from spendbot, roundups, your automated SIP, that is payday, with some very life oriented, life driven like options, such as saving for health and fitness, saving for a host of other scenarios, such as you know um, uh, this one, which is football fan. Now, what this really means is um, that the app allows you to sync your sporting enthusiasm and your favorite teams in such a way where once you select a team, in my case, let's just select one team. Let's select Arsenal, say. Um, and for every match that my team Arsenal plays, I can essentially decide a certain amount and a certain value, um, and I can even sort of decide how much I'd like to save to celebrate their wins. All that means is that it's a really fun, engaging, creative way for you to not just follow your football team or your favorite sporting teams, as we'll obviously continue to build a lot more of these, and keep introducing them. You can not just start saving, but you can also do it in a way where it sort of overlaps with your interests, or if you have a hobby in this sport. So we'd love to hear ideas and suggestions from you, if you have like any requests or feedback around specifically more ways to save that you'd like to see. And rest assured, we will continue building and launching a host of new ways in which you can save, while the basic financial wisdom of saving in accordance with your spends is taken care of by our flagship goals, which are Spendbot and Roundups, and they have already been auto applied on my goal. So that's like pretty much about creating goals. I can obviously always go and create another one. Tax saving is something that that you might be interested in trying. What this does is that it makes your tax saving effort extremely simple, and we can just say bye bye to the last mile running that a lot of us have to do right at the end of the year, because saving tax with ELSS is a great advantage that the government provides. And this is just a great way to do it on the go, bit by bit, little by little, incrementally, and automate the entire thing without having to look at a lump sum amount at some point in the year. What this will do is that it will essentially help you save up to rupees 46,350 by investing your money directly straightforward into ICICI Prudential long-term equity fund, which is a tax saving scheme which has a 3-year lock-in period and and great returns. And what this means is that as your goal is created, you'll start receiving monthly suggestions based on your tax goal, along with like eventually we'll even send you investment proofs, to make sure that at the end of the year you just have to only submit them, and and that's it. So I'll just like respond to the app's question right now, and enter a value. I would actually just like to save 1,50,000 as my investments under ATC. So that's the figure that I'll enter. The app already auto suggested it, and the app's also just set a comfortable deadline of 15 January as my target for my tax saving goal. And it tells me that it'll basically email me my investment proofs as I keep on making saves towards my goals at the end of the year. And it also has auto applied tax which is a recipe that essentially has been designed as an automated assistant um, to save based on your target amount and time remaining, making all the calculations, and basically keeping you on track. So that's it. I'll confirm, and looks like I'm done. I've applied TaxBot on my tax saving goal, and I can now go and view it in my goals, and it's the third goal, which at this point hasn't triggered a save. Saves will automatically be triggered by TaxBot, like every month. So now I don't even need to think about it. I can just sit back and relax and let TaxBot do its job. Um, I can once I have created a goal, I can obviously delete it if I feel like, as long as I haven't saved any money in it. Otherwise, I can withdraw all the money and delete whenever I want. So there's a lot of freedom in these goals, but at the same time, these once applied, they become a great way for you to visualize where your money is going and how you want to split your saves towards different goals as your priorities and your situation in life continues to evolve and change. um, Tomorrow going to Nepal might seem like a very good idea sooner. So I can just change the values that edit that, and I can maybe push my Nepal trip like up by a couple of months. What this does is that it gives me a target. It gives me visibility, and the entire process of saving is I mean essentially automated in a way where I barely notice it, but is also available when I want to see it. So as I said, my manual save which I made into the goal, is there. It shows me that it's in progress. So a lot of your tracking is very simple to do with the Balance app. You can carry on with a bunch of your saving efforts, um, and the app will continue to make sure that you stay on track.
So guys, that was our demo and walkthrough of the Balance app. We really hope that you guys try it out. Just to sort of summarize, we've collaborated with the largest AMC in India to start off with offering you the ideal mutual funds for your saving needs. Balance sort of invests your savings with the ICICI Prudential Money Market Fund, where you can enjoy past returns of up to 8.65%. With zero exit load and complete liquidity. This fund is twice as nice as a saving account, and also better than your FDs and RDs, since it does not have a lock-in. And we also recently, as I said, and I covered it in the demo, we have a tax saving goal where Balance invests your money into an ELSS fund with past returns, of up to 20%, with a 3-year lock-in period. Uh, so tax saving as well as as regular saving on Balance is just a tap away by simply connecting your Zerodha Kite account. So just to sort of like end this, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see your feedback. Write to us at care@balance.tech. And a way to search for us and install the app to try it out today is on the Play Store by searching for Balance Zerodha, or just search for Balance Clever Ways to Save. Um, yeah, and looking forward for your feedback. Thanks for your time.